Step 3, the ultimate investment tip of your lifetime. Here's an insider tip that will generate you greater returns than early investments in the 4 horsemen: Google, Facebook, Amazon, or Apple. This is one of the greatest investment classes in history, currently standing at over $40 billion per year. This opportunity promises returns not tethered to stock market swings or economic tides. The potential is limitless, the growth exponential. Every dollar invested here multiplies without boundaries, offering rewards at a frequency you decide: daily, monthly, annually. And what if I were to tell you that you may be missing out on it completely? Anyone curious to what's behind door number 1? Hint, it's not the blockchain, a Grand Prix race car, a condo in space, or hallucinogenics. The best investment you can possibly make is in you. You probably recognize this principle, and given your presence here, it's clear that you're already inclined towards personal growth. Yet it remains astonishing, or as I'm now encouraged to say, fascinating, how few genuinely commit to this path. Sure, many aspire to success. Exploring means to achieve it. But when the moment calls for crossing the threshold into genuine self-investment, hesitation creeps in. Fascinating indeed, right? What we're focusing on here is what it takes to rise above your competitors, to become what others are not willing to become, so you can have and experience what others won't. Contributing on a scale that others can't requires taking actions that many won't. Put simply, to have what others don't, you must do what others won't. So let's cut to the chase. Personal growth is that monumental step. You might argue that you read blogs or listen to podcasts, and while those are admirable, they barely scratch the surface. Why, you ask? It's because the brain engages more intensely and you pay much closer attention to what you pay for. It's a proven phenomenon. You would pay much closer attention to a class you invested in dearly to attend than one that was free, right? There's 2 reasons this happens. 1, the act of paying, especially when it's substantial, declares the value you're placing on that thing. You're telling your brain, yourself, that you are worth this investment. Of course, we buy furniture, clothes, entertainment devices, but investing in yourself, your growth, and your development is an entirely different commitment. When you do this, you are declaring to yourself that you are worth it. The second is that commitment follows investment. When you've paid, you're driven to extract value. This enhances attention, drives application, sponsors follow-up, review, and implementation. You convert learning into action. So the next question you may ask is, how much should I invest? What's necessary to vault me to the next level? I'll give you the answer that was shared with me by one of my mentors, Darren Hardy, and it has revolutionized my life. In addition, it was simple, which I love. For every dollar earned, tithe 10% to boost and help others. You're probably familiar with this concept as it's been described in the Bible along with numerous other texts. The basics are to give a portion of that which you have to help others. Then Darren added the best investment advice I've ever received. Set another 10% aside and tithe it to yourself, to your personal development. He promised that every dollar I invested into myself would net me $30 in return. Well, I'm here to tell you he was wrong. I have seen a much greater return than he promised. This isn't just advice, it's a transformative strategy that ensures far beyond any stock or real estate venture. This reinvestment into yourself yields not just 30-fold, as promised to me, but far more. I also promise that it's never too late to start doing this. As proof, my journey on this path started late in life. And while I don't have a master's or doctorate, I am becoming one of the most educated people I know by learning from those who have achieved mastery before me. The difference it has made, absolutely priceless. This isn't a sales pitch. This is a mindset shift, a strategic pivot towards unparalleled personal and professional achievement. For context, the decision to do this started when I was in my mid-40s. From the outside, people probably thought I was doing well. Loving wife, great kids, family, friends, top 1% nationally in my profession. Here's the truth. I thought I might be dying. My vision would go black and white fuzz like a TV that's losing reception, and it was common for me to wake up in the middle of the night with my heart pounding out of my chest. Late in 2016, I left the closing and was headed to a meeting. My vision was blurring, my chest was hurting, and my left arm was going numb. I knew I had to get off the road and pulled into the first parking lot I could find. Started praying and literally asked God, is this really it, Lord? Am I about to come home? I believe that there is more you have to do for me. And if this is my time, I trust you to take care of my family, and I'm ready. The next moment will be forever etched in my memory. I looked up over my steering wheel into the sky, and there was a huge cross sitting there. I had pulled into a church parking lot, and the steeple with a cross was sitting right in front of me as I looked up. I called a doctor friend of mine after I calmed down for a minute, and I asked him if he was at work. He said, yes, why? I told him I wanted him to check me out. I go to his office, he ran the tests, and he let me know he would trade hearts with me today. Then he asked me if I was stressed out or knew anything about anxiety attacks. I didn't, so he explained. This is what it wound up being, and it didn't make sense to me why I would be experiencing this. Upon reflection, I realized what was causing me to allow stress, which is good for us, to become distress, which is bad. I was living way short, way below my potential. There was a massive disconnect inside of me due to this. Who I am destined to become was waging war inside of me with the enemy of my success. I was not investing in and becoming who I am called to be. That was the moment for me. I encourage you to make this your moment. Truly stand out, dominate your field, and lead an extraordinary life. Make this your starting point. Here's the formula. Start simple. 10% of every dollar is for growing yourself. Can't manage 10%? No problem. Start with 5% or even 3%. Here's a fact. If you lost your cell phone today, I bet you would have another one within 24 hours. If you have kids, they probably have one. And these things cost $1,000. Commit to something and let this seed flourish for yourself and generations to come. Setting up an auto transfer at your bank into your personal development fund is one simple way to keep you on track and aligned with your goals. Whatever you have to do to make this happen, just do it. Okay, who's ready to take the leap and become who you are meant to be? Crush it. We're stronger together.